With serpents gone, the red moon in the sky disappeared. Corpses that turned into life slaves lost their strength and started to collapse. Kristen announced the location of Saludo and the Zodiac development device to all rune hunters of the Trom via the rune hunter guildmaster, Camilla. Since then, Saludo had an influx of adventurous rune hunters surging in to take on the challenge. Yet, the whispers of serpents still linger within you. Although you still do not fully understand what it could mean, you sense that your journey has not reached its end just yet.
Kristen, who joined the room. Kristen told you.
I had heard that the rune hunters from all over Trom were flocking to this place, and it turned out to be true. Out. As they say, where there are people, there's money to be made. My friend should have arrived with the stuff by now, but I don't know where they are. If you see merchants appear, can you let him know?
As you listen to the whispers of runes. Welcome. How can I help you?
Let's start bidding!
I was worried because it was my first time in Bellatus, but it's much nicer than I imagined. Well, the more people gather, the more organized the surroundings become. Enon? That reminds me, we were supposed to meet up. I was completely distracted watching the people. I must go quickly. Thanks for letting me know.
So this is the rumored Chaos statue. It's a lot more impressive than I had imagined. I've been told that this statue started a war in the past. I need to learn about the circumstances behind why it happened. Anyway, I decided to take the news about this Chaos statue. Rune Hunter, as you're aware, articles with comments from trusted people increase its credibility.
Good weapons are with Kiroki. A story about the Chaos statue? Sure, that's not a problem, but does that mean what I say is going to be published in a magazine? Ugh, I suddenly feel a lot of pressure. What should I say? So that... Don't stare at me like that! On paper. I'll write it on paper and give it to you.
It's been a while. I don't know if you remember me, but I've been following you ever since Advena, although it seems you had no idea. I came to a realization when you showed up again at the Pilgrim's Cave, that there's something I must give you before it's too late. I know you don't trust me because I'm with the Redanimo, but can you please listen to me just this once? We should continue this conversation in private. I'll be waiting for you, so follow me if you trust me. This is a private laboratory that was assigned to me by the Redanimo. Relax. The place is safe for now. Most of the other pagans became life slaves for the One's resurrection. I never believed any of that talk about eternal life, but to think it was actually possible. But now that the red moon has set, I'm sure they have all entered an eternity of slumber, including Ildrit, Anon, and everyone else who brushed past me. Until now, I've been helping the Repenters escape from the watchful eyes of the Redanimo by making up excuses about carrying out their plague experiments. And I've been using a relic to awaken those who have forgotten about the divinity. Here, I'll give you this relic. Why don't you take a look at it? If you have any questions about relics, I suggest you try talking with some of the other Repenters residing here.
So, you must be the rune hunter that Leitre mentioned. That relic you're holding is something that I brought over from Traum. It was for those who wouldn't believe in the 12 gods without definite proof of their existence. That relic was created in Traum through the consecration of the clergies. It was designed to condense the power of the 12 gods and materialize divinity itself. It is said that only those who swear their lives to one of the 12 gods and practice asceticism are given the right to perform the consecration. That is why you need 12 priests to create a single relic. In other words, one relic is able to materialize the power of all 12 gods. Why don't you try summoning the avatar of the 12 gods with that relic? Then you'll realize, too, that the 12 gods do exist.
Leitre claims that the red moon has gone down already, but it feels strange. It's as if the revived pagans could return at any moment. You may know this already, but the concept of life began with the 12 gods, which means that the one the pagans await cannot create life. So it's actually a paradoxical claim when the people of Traum refer to those who have been blessed by the One as life slaves. Even the lives that currently exist in Bellatus were originally created by the 12 gods. It's just that they desired the eternal life that the One promised, just as I did in the past. As proof of their origin from the 12 gods, every living organism in this world carries the light of life, which is essentially divinity itself. The divinity from the light of life can be condensed by offering it to a relic, and that condensed divinity will grant great power in the name of the 12 gods. As divinity continues to gather within a relic, you will realize, from observing the changes that occur upon the divine avatars, that that life is divinity itself.
If you're a rune hunter, then you must know about the Primal War. After all, the runes you're looking for were prepared by the 12 gods for that battle. This is just a theory, but I believe their avatars that can be materialized with relics are also one of the preparations that the 12 gods made for the Primal War. You see, each of the avatars were created based on the 12 gods' powers. It is known that the avatars use their unique energy to communicate with the 12 gods. But it's up to you to wield their power if need. Because not even their avatars are able to use their energy indefinitely.
Do you think the 12 gods foresaw everything already? That the world will eventually have to face evil? Leitre said he decided to hand you the relic after witnessing you fight back the One. And now, the door will soon open up. You must continue forth with your avatar. This is the volition of the gods that has been prepared for you. Hopefully, this volition will become a turning point for you, one way or another. Well, it was a pleasure to have met you, Rune Hunter.
You'll find Saluto beyond this point. Once you leave this place, we will most likely never meet again. I ended up losing everyone dear to me because I made the wrong choice. But you are different. You fought against evil until the very end. Even if you are driven to the cliff's edge, never forget that you are a child of the 12 gods, one who deserves to wield a relic.
I'm here on the order of Captain Kristen to tidy up the area. So, I have a question for you. I heard that the Chaos Dungeons are divided up within each nation. Aphras, Ordemus, and whatnot. In addition, Tria seems to be divided into Tri and Laia, the names that were used before the unification. But the Zodiac space is separate from Trom. Is there any reason why they're named like this? Despite how I look, once I'm interested, I need to find out all there is to know. Can you help me?
If you want to know that, you have to understand that the Chaos Dungeons were built around the Zodiac. As you know from the experience with the Zodiac, it is centered around the 12 primal beings. Based on what I've investigated so far, each of the Chaos Dungeons is affected by one of the 12 gods. By the way, each nation of Trom also believes in each of the 12 gods, right? As a result, each Chaos Dungeon naturally belongs to the 11 nations of Trom.
Oh, that's why. Finally, the question is answered. If so, the war currently taking place with Rune Hunters can be regarded as sort of a conflict between nations. Though the Zodiac space doesn't really exist, it's always better to have more resources. Anyway, this is great. I can focus on my work now. It bothered me so much that I couldn't concentrate.
Have you finished up your business here in Bellatus? I'm very concerned that Pan hasn't woken up yet. Tex indeed cast a powerful spell upon him, but he's been unconscious for so long. Could it be that something has happened to his body? Why don't we head out to Ordemus now? I can show you the way to Trom. Let's get going. This is the place I was referring to. The St. Lapia Hospital. I've already told them about Pan. There should be a ward waiting for us. Get Pan to his bed first, and take care of any paperwork required for his admission. I appreciate it.
Rune Hunter, as you mentioned, the patient has a strange scar on him. You said that he's been unconscious ever since he was hit by a spell? Well, since the first diagnosis has been completed, we will prepare his treatment as soon as the results are in. We will do our best to get him back on his feet. The St. Lapia Hospital was founded in Arcrus by the Ortimus royal family, and our institution has become the most renowned hospital of Trom. Under the guidance of Count Zid, who happens to be the ruler of Arcrus, as well as the director, we always assign a dedicated nurse to each of our patients. However, because a lot of our nurses have been dispatched to the cemetery to deal with recent issues, it will take some time before a nurse can be assigned to this patient. Please try to understand, Rune Hunter. Rune Hunter, as you mentioned, the patient has a strange scar on him. Well, the same under how, please. Wait, hold on. I'd like to ask you a favor. I'm Perfumer Grass. I specialize in making incenses. Say, have you seen the incenses that are burning near the hospital? That's right, the ones that burn with mysterious smoke. Apparently, they're made by the mages of Caspel. They supposedly have the power to ward off evil. I don't believe in the effects, but they do sure smell nice. I'd like to know the ingredients. Could you sneak out some of those incenses without getting caught by the nurses?
Oh, I'm dying! This nurse is literally killing me! Hey, you be careful now. The nurses in this hospital are literal thugs. They beat up a perfectly healthy person to make them their patient. You're all shameless. Frauds! I hope you go out of business. Let's see how much longer you can run this cruddy old hospital. Damn you all!
Sorry. Our leader is a bit loud, isn't he? Give him a break. It's because he made a fool of himself with the nurses. We're mercs from the Mirror, looking for some new gigs. They're hiring mercs everywhere since monsters have gone wild with the Red Moon. That's when we heard about St. Lapia Hospital having issues with dealing with the corpses. And hospitals usually mean a lot of people and a lot of money. We knew this was the gig to accept. But then things got weird when we finally arrived. The hospital declined to hire any mercenaries. Our leader literally begged on his knees, but they wouldn't budge, which eventually led to a fight. We should have just left back then. Just look at us now.
Oh, jeez! This is why I told you, leader! That all of the nurses here are actually really scary, and that we shouldn't mess with them! I mean, you were supposed to be the veteran, yet you didn't notice. Good lord, a merc who gets beat up by a nurse! They're going to be talking about us everywhere. Man, we're a complete mess. Everyone else is busy making money while we're stuck here recovering. This year is a bust. You better pay up, leader.
I'm sorry, but we're not hiring any mercenaries at the moment. If you're not here for medical attention, I would like to... Oh. You must be the guardian of the new patient who just checked in. I'm sorry, I mistook you for a mercenary because of your gear. The entire continent's been chaotic ever since the Red Moon rose. There are even mercenaries from Nemera talking about it. You seem to be surprised. Well, there aren't that many combatant nurses outside of Artemis. The Arcus nurses are both healers and fighters that guard the hospital. It is our duty to protect the patients no matter the situation. We cannot ignore anything that threatens life, even if we have to sometimes face off against the strange monsters that have appeared recently. In a way, St. Lapia Hospital is a silent battleground for us. Anyway, I should go take care of those mercenaries now. They're quite the nuisance, but they're still our patients.
Oh, you actually brought them. Thank you. Huh? There's a strange powder inside the incense. Is this what makes the smoke smell so good? Seems like the powder is just ground crystal. But I can't figure out what they're... Oh, well. I'll just have to give it a little taste. What is this horrible taste? This is like... My hand! There are crystals growing out of my hand! My wrist! My arm! The crystals are spreading! Nurse! Call a nurse! Nurse!
What? Mr. Grass is having a seizure? Oh no. He must have tried to taste the incense again. Ever heard of the Abyss Stone? It's the ingredient used for that incense. And it shows terrible hallucinations to anyone who comes in contact with it. Creatures despise the smoke that comes from burning Abyss Stones. That's why we started burning that incense ever since the Red Moon rose. Here, give this sedative to Mr. Grass. It can damage the memory circuits if taken too often, but we don't have a choice.
Who are you? This isn't my workshop. Am I at the hospital? Why am I here? Did you bring me here? I must have gotten knocked out after inhaling some toxic gas during work. Well, thank you. Looks like I owe you my life. But this hospital, I smell a strange scent here. It's filled with a dark, cold, creepy scent. It's a dangerous but tempting scent. I wonder what they used for it. Is this what it feels like to be a fly jumping into a pot of honey?
The attending physician just came by. Pan has received temporary treatment. Although he hasn't been fully treated, I can tell that Pan's feeling a lot better now. We will have to wait until a dedicated nurse is assigned before the actual treatment can begin. But we can't just sit around. when there's no telling when Pan's condition may worsen. Could you please go look at what this graveyard issue is about? If there's something we can do to help, we should do what we can to get Pan treated quicker.
I'm looking for rare ores.
Trust Koroko.
I've only got the finest goods.
I'm not sure who you are, but help me. I was cleaning the cemetery and almost ended up going into my own grave. There have been strange occurrences around Trom recently. Corpses coming back to life. I was scared to death when I first saw one of them rise. Now, I have to risk my life in order to tend to the graves. Everything's a mess right now with all the corpses limping around the area. My heart's always pounding from the danger. But thankfully, it seems like the gods are on my side today. Could you just escort me back to the hospital? Don't worry. I'll take care of the mess you make along the way.
Oh, that's the cemetery issue they've been talking about? The dead are rising to threaten the living? I can't be certain, but it seems like Serpin's resurrection from Bellatus has even influenced Trom as well. Go and see if there are any more details you can find.
Are you heading outside right now? I'm sorry, but I have something to ask of you. One of the nurses from our ward disappeared. His name is Hayer. He was in charge of taking care of the surgery equipment. He's been acting strange lately, so I had him isolated. But then today, he just disappeared, along with the surgery equipment. My guess is that he's at the graveyard right now. Could you please go find Hayer and stop whatever he's trying to do?
Arcris is one of the territories granted upon the nobles by the King of Ortimus. This change in ownership occurred right after the Zodiac War, which was 200 years ago. This territory was once known for its defense facilities, focused around the solid walls of Arcris Fortress. But after the war ended, the new lord demolished the fortress, and instead built a massive hospital, along with a graveyard and a mansion for all of the ruling nobles.
You don't seem like a gravekeeper. What brings you here? Oh, right. You're here to take a look at the walking dead as well. Welcome. It's a bit dangerous, but also interesting to see the dead walk around. I would say it's worth risking your life. When did this start? Let's see. If my memory serves me right, I think it was right after the red moon rose. But I'm not too sure about that. Me? Oh, I'm fine. Although I did almost end up dying earlier today. Not too sure about the other gravekeepers, though. Say, since you're already here, could you help out the other gravekeepers if you run into them? I wouldn't want my friends to end up dead here.
Another one of my patients passed away today. Just one after another. This is the 7th time. Phoebe, Holtz, Jan, Boo, Muriel, Josea, and Renee. Renee was very sweet. But now I know that death is just part of our lives, and that life itself is a gift granted to us by God. But it's just so painful. I've already reached my limit. I don't want to face it. That sound. Do you hear that? Sounds like Phoebe? Holtz? Jan? Wait. What? I can't handle this nightmare any longer.
I don't know how you got in here, but it's good to see you. The gods must have known that I needed an extra pair of hands right now. Being a mortician is an occupation which requires reverence when facing the dead. But I've been having trouble since the dead have been coming back to life recently. Whenever I see corpses rising back up, I can't help myself but to beat them all down on sight. What should I do? I feel very guilty whenever I face this sort of violence that lies dormant within me. So could you please lay those corpses back to rest for me? You said you're a rune hunter? There's no doubt that you're incredibly skilled. I was really tempted to run into battle with you. This mysterious violence I've been feeling must be a trial from the gods. But thanks to you, I think I can focus on my prayers for today.
seen you around. What are you doing out here? Even the trained guards are having difficulty guarding this location. We haven't been able to transport the gravekeepers who are injured by the reanimated corpses back to the hospital. We need all the help we can get. And I'm also worried that all these corpses may end up overrunning the hospital, which is why I've been praying to Vesper every day to not let that happen. If you're strong enough to head deeper inside, could you please light up the lamps that are located around the cemetery? Those corpses seem to be attracted to light. If the lamps are lit, we'll be able to keep them inside the cemetery.
Are you the one who lit up lamps? I guess that will secure the hospital for now, although I did prefer the dark. I was just cleaning up the graves when the corpses rose up all around me, which is exactly what I wanted to see. That's why I didn't finish cleaning early. I've been hiding here since yesterday, and I've observed a lot of interesting stuff. I'm sure the other gravekeepers are also raptured by the walking corpses. Please go tell them that it's time to go back home.
Hey, care to listen to me for a second? I have something to tell you. Oh, it's way past our meeting time. And I haven't heard back from one of my fellows. So I went to check out the crematorium, and I saw a monster that gave me the chills just by looking at it. That must be the monster my friend Jutar wanted to check out. We both like to look at creepy things like that, but... It's a different story when you're captured by that creepy thing. It'll be terrible for Jutar to get torn apart by that monster. If you're going to take a tour around the cemetery, could you keep an eye out for Jutar's grave? He might have died and gotten buried already, right?
Go away! Get lost! This body doesn't belong to you now. Thank you for saving me. Who are you exactly? What? The head nurse sent you? To capture me? But I'm almost there. A new technique to save the patients with terminal conditions. Rune Hunter, please, just give me some time. Once I finish the experiment, I'll go back to the hospital. My laboratory is around here. It's actually pretty close. If you stop by, I'll show you a miracle.
What a complete mess. It's a good day to dig up some graves. Hey, can you see the incredible energy that's surrounding my shovel right now? Those who make a fortune always take advantage of chaotic times. See here? How convenient is it that the corpses are leaving their graves on their own? It's a bit of work, but once the walking corpses are taken care of, you don't even have to dig a single scoop to clear out the burial goods. Here, I'll let you join in if you promise to keep your mouth shut. It's best to wrap things up quickly here. Let's get this over with.
such an incredible monster. I almost died out of joy. Did you see it? You saw it, right? That look, and how it walks around. I feel like I'm having a heart attack. Is this all because of the strange occurrences around Trom lately? Whatever the case, I love it. I can't believe such a monster even exists. Hospital! I gotta get to the hospital quickly! I have to tell the other gravekeepers about what I just witnessed!
Let me get this straight. You're saying that the cemetery is crawling with monsters that resemble the plagued ones from Edvina? The dead may be back due to Serpent's influence, but I have no idea why they would resemble the grotesque figures of the plagued ones. Because, as you already know, the plagued ones of Edvina were actually created due to Vesper instead of Serpents. Even so, Artemis is a nation founded by those who worship Vesper. I wouldn't expect Vesper's powers to influence them in such ways. Oh, thanks to your efforts, some of the nurses have safely returned to the hospital. And with that, they were able to assign a dedicated nurse to Pan as well. I'm very glad. You must be...
Hello there, Rune Hunter. My name is Eastlyn. I'm the one in charge of managing the nurses here in St. Lapia Hospital. Rune Hunter, I would like to have a private conversation with you outside. Is that okay with you? I must have startled you with my abrupt request. I was told that the nurses were able to return to the hospital thanks to your help. We all appreciate it, but it's dangerous out there. Please don't put your own life at risk. By the way, I do have something I wanted to ask you about. What is your relationship with that old man inside the ward? I hope you didn't purposefully bring him out here having knowledge of his true identity. This is Arcris, and he is not welcomed here. If you don't have any special reasons for him to be here, you should do something about him. I'm afraid that his presence may stir up some bad rumors. Oh, and I'm not sure if you've heard, but your friend now has a dedicated nurse assigned to him. Why don't you introduce yourself to her first if you're not too busy?
Hello. You're the one from the graveyard, aren't you? I'm so happy to see you again. The other gravekeepers managed to make it out safely thanks to you. Miss Eastlyn, the person you were just talking to, is one of the 5 nobles of Arcris. Together with Count Zid, she actively participates in taking care of the hospital. Miss Eastlyn asked you to get rid of your old friend inside the ward? It's not like her to talk bad about someone like that. Perhaps there's been a misunderstanding? Although, I've never seen her look so angry before. It's almost as if she's seen Salvis or something. What? Your old friend's name is Salvis? Aw, come on, Rune Hunter. Stop messing with me. You can't be serious. Salvis was the one who destroyed Artemis by siding with Triad during the Zodiac War, which began here in Arcris. But that was 200 years ago. That name isn't very common. If you're telling the truth, it's quite the coincidence. But some people may get the wrong idea from it. Perhaps he should use an alias? By the way, I'm worried about the others who are still at the graveyard. Rune Hunter, I'll take care of the patient from now on. Could you go check on them?
You might get lucky.
Search for companions in a guild.
Is there anything brighter than courage?
Hey, Rune Hunter. Are you interested in joining a guild? It's better to venture with others.
Are you going to look around?
Hey, Rune Hunter. Are you interested in joining a guild?
I've got the best prices.
The reason why most grave robbers are made up of rough folks is because they consider their occupation to be a way of survival instead of art. Whether it be a finger or an ear, they cut and collect every little part of the body to barely earn enough to get through the day. Although, it's not like we're expecting to make a fortune out of this. I understand that there are a lot of grave robbers around here, but it's still strange.
Welcome.
I've never seen any monsters that look like those. This sight is truly breathtaking. Is that what you ultimately become when you're cursed by the gods? Count Sid's been complaining about running out of space for graves. So we've been switching around the burial sites in this area. We want to finish up quickly for the sake of the resting dead. But we can't do anything right now, even though we've already dug up all the graves. I wonder if there's any other immorality that could be sweeter than this. Even my sprained ankle seems like fate at this point. Hey, if you don't mind, could you pray for the dead for me? I don't think I can pray right now, when my mind's clouded with such dirty thoughts.